Hi Acacia class, here is part 2 of the story, The Fisherman and His Wife. So the next morning the wife got up and from her bed she could see this beautiful country, the green trees and all the beautiful view of the whole place. And her husband was still asleep. And she thought, maybe I could be king over this kingdom. And so she woke him up and poked him by her elbow and said, "Wake up. I think we should be king. Go to the flounder and ask him to make us king." And the husband asked, "Why do we need to be king? We already have this beautiful castle and everything that we would ever need." And the woman said, "If you don't want to be king, I want to be king. Go now to the flounder." And so the fisherman hurriedly woke up and headed to the sea. And when he got to the sea, he sang, "Flounder, flounder in the sea, come, I pray thee, here to me. For my wife good Isabel wills not as I'd have her will." And so the waves moved so ravishly and the flounder came back up. And the fisherman said, "My wife wishes to be king. Could you make her king?" And the flounder said, "Go now, she is already king." And the fisherman started to head back home. And when he got home, he found this beautiful castle with servants, with tables of gold and silver, and her wife was seated on a beautiful high throne. And she had all these servants lined up nicely, from the shortest to the tallest, all nicely standing. And they had this beautiful service. And the wife said, "Look, now I am king over all the kingdom." And so that evening they went to bed. But the wife just kept on wondering, what next would I ask the flounder for? And in the morning, the wife said to the husband, "Since I am the king, I think I can be the emperor so that I am the greatest in this kingdom." And the husband said, "Why do you need to be the emperor? You are already the king." And the wife said, "No, I want to be the emperor. Go now to the flounder and ask him to make me the emperor. I want to be greater than all the kings and princes." And so the husband headed back to the sea. And the sea was so black and thick, and the water was not as clear as it usually is. And so he stood by the sea and sang, "Flounder, flounder in the sea, come, I pray thee, here to me. For my wife good Isabel wills not as I'd have her will." And so the waves moved, and the flounder came up. And the fisherman said, "My wife wants to be emperor. Could you make her an emperor?" And the flounder said, "Go now to her. She is already an emperor." And the husband headed back home. And she found that her wife was now an emperor. She had a bigger castle. There was a tower on top of the castle. And there were more servants, there were guards at the door, there were soldiers all over, and the throne was even much higher. And she had these crowns of gold, and there were foods, very nice, and all sorts of fruits and delicacies on the table. And they all enjoying sitting at the table and enjoying all the beautiful meals. What would the wife now wish for? Catch part 3 of the story of the fisherman and his wife.